I think what sparked it for me was while I was in gaming, you started to see more cinematic moments in video games. And I thought, video games, movies, visual effects, this is totally crosses over.
I studied business and computing, so I learned computer programming, and it was the most boring job ever. When I came to America, I started working at PDI in the early 90s and sort of discovered that I could make pictures with math, which was really kind of amazing and such a perfect blend of art and technical skills. And I never was bored, so I kept doing that for a long time.
For me, I always wanted to be in leadership. I've been in a leadership or management position basically since I was a teenager. It's something that I love to do and reasonably good at. So progressing that direction was definitely something I wanted to do. So, you know, becoming sequence lead, becoming a lead lighter, you know, lighting supervisor, and now eventually a CG supervisor was always the path that I wanted to take.
I had a career in classical animation. I worked on cartoons and traveled with animation. I got to work in Berlin. I went to Vancouver a couple of times, and I worked on some great projects with some great people. And then in 1997, I took a leave to have a baby. And when I came back to work in animation, my industry was gone. So the biggest challenge of my whole career was to retrain as a computer animator in my 30s.
What I definitely learned is if you need help, ask for it. There's nothing wrong with changing direction if something's not working, because you will get to a point in time where you no longer have that option of going back. So I've definitely learned that I should pay a little bit more attention of what is going on around me. Like just because the little thing that you're doing is going well, it doesn't mean you should ignore what's going on in other areas. And if you see something not working or something that's going to impact you later, speak up and do it in a respectful, proper way.
I wish I knew that I also had to maintain my life and my lifestyle. My passion is fine art and painting. For a huge chunk, I just let that go. I just stopped painting because I couldn't balance it. There was no more hours in the day to free up. So in terms of what would I wish I had known to not beat myself up if I didn't get it done, or if I didn't, to give myself more credit and have more, be more empowered earlier. I think it took me a long time to learn that you can say no.
I think the fact that conversations are just happening in general is really important. I think 20 years ago, these kind of conversations, well, I know they were not happening, but I know that lots of stuff was, you know, happening in the background that shouldn't have been. And so for it to take this long to actually be having these conversations, and for companies to be thinking about the kind of policies they need to have in place to protect employees around these types of issues, it is about time.
I think the thing is that, you know, sort of the diversity summits that like we're doing here today and a couple of the other panels that I've spoken on last year are great. But I really think we need to reach out to men. So when somebody says, oh, we need to start teaching girls at a young age that they can do science and math, I always say we need to start teaching boys at a young age that girls can do science and math. It's not just about what women's reaction is, it's about the men.
We also need to support the women that are in the industry now and give them leadership, you know, confidence, support them so that they don't, say, drop off if they decide to have a family, support them after coming back, if they do want to return to work after having a family. There's a number, I think, of areas that women drop off within our careers and then within our industries, and it's supporting each of those steps, I think, is key. I don't think there's one answer and one magic pill or one magic way to change. I think it's from very many different directions.
Giving people the responsibilities, giving people the chances, and when they do make mistakes, attributing that to learning and not to you're not capable. Everybody makes mistakes, and we all need to have those people ahead of us in our career paths to show us the way to overcome those mistakes and what to do differently next time.